I'm in South Carolina, and we're gonna bourbon hunt over there, and we've got a guest.
My name's Ryan. A stag would be nice.
Okay. $300. I want you. Never seen shells so fancy. That's not a great sign off the bat.
Anything we can do for you, just holler at us.
You don't have a stag for my friend, do you?
Just a combo, you get a lot to eat.
I just sit here all day. Today we're actually bourbon hunting Charlotte, North Carolina. Now everybody I reached out to said don't bother. Like North Carolina is one of the strictest control states. It's just not worth the effort to try to hunt in North Carolina. But here I am. Behind me is a North Carolina ABC store. Unfortunately for me, I don't know what day of the week it is most of the time, much less holidays, and today is freaking Labor Day and they're closed. So I literally can't bourbon hunt Charlotte, North Carolina, but that kind of works in our favor because realistically, if you're gonna hunt Charlotte, you need to be hitting the border. The big benefit here is it's right up against South Carolina. So in like 2 minutes, I'm in South Carolina and we're gonna bourbon hunt over there and kind of hunt the general Charlotte area. You know, just going 7 days a week right now, trying to fulfill all my obligations at my day job, at my main business, and get all of these bourbon hunts to you. Lots and lots of travel. Was in Kentucky all weekend, 7-hour drive over here. Didn't realize it was a holiday. So hopefully the liquor stores in South Carolina will be open. According to Google, they appear to be. So let's go over there and see what we find. So our first official stop is Stateline Liquor Warehouse, right across the border here, and we've got a guest.
My name's Ryan. Been bourbon hunting for about a year now. Really just going after craft bottles, stuff you suggest. Can't really get anything in North Carolina other than the shelf products, unfortunately. So coming down here quite often looking for bottles. Haven't found any unicorns yet, but they're definitely out here.
So is that what we're looking for, a unicorn? Is that what you'd be most excited about finding?
A stag would be nice.
Okay.
Never had one of those. I would love to find a Coy Hill, but
well, yeah,
I've never seen those.
Man, with the unicorn of unicorns. Smoke wagon picks.
I'm looking for the one you suggested. The barrel orange labeled.
Okay.
I haven't come across that one yet.
Yeah, those are going to be private blends, so somebody has to buy one.
Yeah.
I see them quite often. Maker's Private Select there, toasted caramel mocha. Mocha's not a note I want on whiskey. Knob Creek Rise. Some Old Soul hanging out over there. And of course, the Throne. Everybody's got one of these but me.
That and a buffalo.
And a buffalo. I've got a buck.
No, a big buffalo.
I have a tiny. It's like a 6-inch buffalo, okay? It's average.
Ask me about my
Those Jack Daniels, that and the rye, have been my favorites now.
Oh, the single barrel proof?
Yeah.
So good. So good. Anything local I should be looking for while I'm here?
The one local thing I tried, I think you picked it up before, is the Anita's Choice.
Yeah. What'd you think?
One wasn't my favorite. The bottle got drank, but
So it wasn't bad enough to not drink it, but yeah.
they don't have the $50 single barrel benchmark.
You know, the $30 single barrel though.
Still a little high.
Yeah, not bad though. It's honestly that bottle right there is worth $30 to me. Like there are better ones than the single barrel.
Yeah.
But I think they're undervalued. So don't sleep on those benchmarks. Like this one, don't care much for this one. Like it's not bad, it's just fine. It's 100% a mixer. But all the other ones, you know, these top floors and stuff like this, buys. They're still not in a lot of states. So not sure what their distribution is on that. You know, Buffalo Trace has got enough whiskey. There's a single barrel, 120 proof Knob Creek right there. Decent price on the Peerless. I mean, the price on these is just random. Like they're just, who knows where they're going to be price wise.
I've tried a sample of the double oaked.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Oh, that's solid. Yeah, it's Will's favorite double oak right now. These bottles creep me out, man. This is just like, it's like they took this one and they just heated it up and then just stretched it up. Like I love it. I mean, I think it's great, but it's just, it's weird. It's a Barrel Vantage. I thought I saw the orange label for a second, but it's the Vantage, which is still decent.
So you said local stuff.
Okay.
Now, we tried it, but it's in Charlotte, the distillery. I think it's aged for 1 year, so not the greatest
Yeah, look at
to
it.
put on the bottle, but that's probably one of the local bottles that, other than the Anita's Choice, I've tried.
So they've distilled it themselves, produced and bottled. So I'll just, let it get a little more age on it.
Yeah.
course, Baker 7 years, 4 months. Not a super old one, but
That's been around a lot.
love those. They're pretty well. I mean, that's everywhere. It's Jim Beam. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
These Paul Suttons right here. People have been sleeping on those, but the 3 bottles I've got at the house now, they're single barrels, but the ones I've got at the house are fantastic. We had a barrel of that in our last drop, and I think it was the surprise hit of the drop.
Really?
Because I try to tell people it's a little more classic bourbon. It's not like, lots of times I'm looking for something that's really unique and distinct and unusual, you know, maybe a different flavor that stands out on the bar. This one, just a really nice classic bourbon with a soft, like caramel cola note to it. The one we had in our drop-in, the single barrel I bought in Hilton Head or Savannah, it was one of those 2 places we got. Fantastic. Ooh. Single malt.
Another Charlotte one.
Yeah, I don't want a single malt though.
Yeah.
That's an instant turn off. It gives me the ick. I'm wondering if Patton had anything to do with making that whiskey. Lincoln, you know he had something to do with that bottle right there, right? Let's just put somebody's face on a bottle. Let's just like, they got nothing to do with it. Makes no sense whatsoever. This was Abe Lincoln's favorite bourbon, guaranteed. No, it wasn't. Abe Lincoln probably wasn't even drinking bourbon.
Why did great barrel proof?
What's the proof on it?
It's 130.6. It's the B524.
Kind of toasted barrel there. Again, just one of those that was impossible to get, super allocated. Everybody wanted it, and now it's in every liquor store everywhere.
Right.
Okay, here's the fancy stuff over here. Fancy. I really like these. This Emerald Rye right here. That was a nice bottle. I haven't tried the other 2. Yeah, what they are.
Runs what?
Yeah, me too. That's why I had to look. I thought it was this one. I was like, I don't know what a golden rye. I'm the same.
Yeah.
I think they've got a little bit of a, I won't call it a branding part. Like, their bottle's beautiful, their logo's beautiful, everything's great. But it's getting hard to keep up with what the releases are and which ones I've had for sure. You know, when you've got one thing on the shelf, that simplicity works. Yeah. You got more than one thing, it's got to be easy to identify them. As for 7s,
Isn't it good?
I like them. We were at Lux Row not long ago doing a sample, like a tasting, and that was one of the best things on the tasting. We didn't have the rye, 7-year rye on that, but I like that one as well. I'm just trying to remember what the normal price on those are, and $79 just feels a bit much to me, but again, it's hard for me to keep up the actual MSRP. It's World Whiskey Society.
Is that MSRP for those?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. On the seagrass, there's a couple of different seagrasses. There's like the, super expensive one. I've never tried that one because $460 for a bottle, MSRP especially, is just not for me.
Yeah.
Just not who I am. I just know I'm gonna take one sip. It's gonna sit on the shelf like any other bottle I buy.
Right.
And it wasn't worth that. Barrel does a great job. I'm sure it's good. So what we got over here? Guerrero, some sort of Templeton stout cask finish rye. Somebody let me know if that one's any good. That's interesting to me, but I haven't had a lot of beer finish stuff that I like. Very old St. Nick and Rare Perfection right there. Some 15-year peg leg porker. Mizunara finished, $1,500. Give me a break. Anything strike your fancy?
Nothing. I was looking at this. I've never seen it before.
World Whiskey Society. I have one thing from them. It was an expensive bottle. For a long time, it was the most expensive thing I'd ever bought. For a long time. It was, the Kentucky Samurai. It might be the same thing. I think the one I bought was older. I think it might have been like a 13-year or 15-year. I don't see an age statement on this, but I bought it because of the stopper. And they had 2 versions. They had that and this lesser version. And there was some confusion about pricing, and I ended up with the more expensive one. And then I was just too ashamed once I got to the register to back out of it. It was good. It wasn't $300 good, but it was really good.
Whistle Pig. You suggest one?
I'm not a big rye guy, and Whistle Pig is very rye. So I'm not, I still like my ryes to be more bourbon friendly. With Whistle Pig, they do so many weird things, like camp stock. It's like smoked with a solo stove. I bought one that was smoked with a Traeger. It was like one of the worst things I've ever had in my entire life. And so now I'm just a little gun child, just trying one randomly on a whim.
10 years.
Yeah, I think the regular Basil Hayden's like 9 years, isn't it?
Oh, is it? I've never had it.
Basil Hayden 10?
Basil Hayden.
Somebody give me the age statement on the Basil Hayden. I thought it was already pretty old. These have come down now. This is only 89 bucks. But when those 10s first came out, they were quite a premium over normal Basil Hayden, and it's like, dude, it ain't that much of a difference. Yeah. Discipline. That's what we're having some discipline today. We have a lot of bourbon hunts to do. Like, I am hunting every day for the next 7 or 8 days straight. I've got a good bit of room in the truck. It's not an unlimited amount of room because we were up at Watch Hill proper and it rained us out. So all the merch we took up there is now in the back seat of my truck. Still should be plenty of room for bottles, but we do have to be a little bit disciplined about budget because, like I said, 7 or 8 days in a row, we can't go hard every single day. So gonna be a little more selective on this road trip unless we get crazy and we find stuff we really want, and then we'll deal with the consequences of that. So I'll see y'all at the next store. With all the craziness of fall, back to school season, all the holidays, keeping up with these Brewzle bourbon hunts, it can be a bit overwhelming to try to figure out what I want for dinner. Now, when it comes to making dinner for the whole family, it's important to have a lot of options. Luckily, Factor offers 35 options for wholesome meals each and every week, including Gourmet Plus, Keto, Vegan, and Veggie, so you've got options no matter your lifestyle. And the best part with Factor is I can customize my plan each and every week. If I'm gonna be out of town bourbon hunting for a while, I can put my meals on pause. If I'm hosting a tasting party, I can order a bunch for the whole freaking group. For a busy guy on the go or family that needs flexibility, Factor makes it easy to ensure you're getting nutritious, fresh, never frozen, dietitian-approved meals right to your doorstep. I've been enjoying the Chef's Choice, which gives me the largest variety of meal options, and these meals are perfect options for me when I need a quick lunch or dinner. But if you're someone who needs more when it comes to snacks, then Factor has over 60 add-ons to help you stay fueled and focused throughout the day. Factor's giving our viewers a generous offer. To take advantage of this, head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code Brewzle50 to get 50% off your first Factor order and 20% off your next order of Factor meals. That's code Brewzle50 at factor75.com to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month of orders. Let's get back to that video. Now, what I like so far about hunting here in it's supposed to be a North Carolina hunt, South Carolina hunt, is the fact that the stores are pretty close together. Like the last hunt I filmed was in Houston. Every store 30 minutes apart. Here, 3 minutes down the road, and we're now at Clary's Liquor Shop. Little Knob 12 right there. Ancient age. A lot of folks have problems finding that one. It's a good cheap bottle. 35 bucks. I think in Alabama it's like 27, 28, but at 30-ish bucks, it's a great deal. That Templeton 10-year looks like it's been through it. It's already, I guess is that copper and it's starting to oxidize? I don't know if I have that, but I have some Templeton, and the problem is I just can't remember which ones I have. A little Sagamore double oaked, starting to see that a lot. Got some Hewling Station Old Dominic stuff still hanging around here.
You had that Chattanooga gas strength?
I have. We were just at Chattanooga Whiskey a couple of weeks ago. Overall, I mean, it's a quality whiskey. Chattanooga's a quality whiskey. It is not to my taste profile. A lot like Detling. Like, we've had Detling on the channel. Y'all love Detling. I really like the barrel pick that we got from him, but like, he has a high malt impact. Same thing with Chattanooga. So you get a lot of like coffee chocolate notes, which are not notes I'm typically looking for in my whiskey. If you like those notes, if you like a little higher maltiness, then that Chattanooga is going to be fantastic. Like, it's not, I'll have some where I'm like, this is just not well done whiskey, or it's got a really weird skunky note or something off, and I'm like, I can't tell people about this whiskey. That one's not that. That's a quality whiskey. It's just not what I'm looking for in a flavor profile, but I think a lot of y'all may. So definitely give Chattanooga a try.
I just tried this, the foolproof they did.
Oh, the Green River is so good. Yeah, $50 a bottle for the white label if you see it. So good. Millstone Dutch single rye whiskey. What is that? How much whiskey does the Dutch drink? They like rye, apparently. Produced and bottled by. I was hoping there was some sort of little Dutch community here that was just making rye whiskey. That's what I was going for.
You ever seen that?
Stillhouse? Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, somebody had one. They let me try it. I don't know if it was that exact thing, but if you put it in a tin, It's not a great sign.
Right.
It's America's finest black bourbon. It may be America's only black bourbon.
Possibly.
So I didn't like the one I tried.
Seems odd to put it in a can.
Yeah, it's like paint thinner, you know?
Right.
It is a orange infused sherry barrel finished driftless Glen. Yeah, I want to buy it, but orange infused. Like I thought it was going to be just like a VDN finish or something. I was going to take it, but all right, we're just going to take that one. We're going to have to do it. Never seen that one before. I'm just trying to be disciplined, and as soon as I see something I want, all discipline goes out the window. I've got some driftless stuff. I need more. Actually, I've got 3 bottles of driftless I just sent to the house, maybe for our next barrel pick that I haven't tried yet.
I've heard this is pretty good.
Huling Station, yeah, that's made by Old Dominic. Now this was their MGP source stuff, still really good. Their new stuff in their label is where it's at though. Like it's the same mash bills, but it's all their distillate. So if you see an Old Dominic, especially a cask strength, that's the buy. I mean, Huling Station's good. Get it? Don't you know? They're gonna get mad at me because they're like, why nobody's buying the Huling Station? This is good whiskey, but the stuff with the Old Dominic logo is exceptional whiskey. Agave bourbon? Is that a thing?
Apparently.
What does that mean?
Bourbon whiskey with natural agave.
Okay, I'll pass. I don't think it needed it. No, I didn't wake up one morning and say, you know what whiskey needs? You know what bourbon needs? Some agave. Somebody should make some tequila and say, with corn. Of course, this Cooper's Craft right here, $35. This is a nice bottle, the 100 proof. Nice bottle as well, you know, kind of a middle tier Brown Forman bottle.
Yeah.
Backbone stuff, the stuff I've had from Backbone's been really good. I'm pretty sure it's all MGP sourced if I'm not mistaken, but I had the Forge open at the house I was drinking not long ago, yeah.
You had this Johnny Drum?
I have. It's quite controversial in my house.
I hear a lot of people saying yes and some saying
yeah,
no.
People seem to love it or hate it. I'm one of the few that's like, it's okay.
Yeah.
My wife absolutely detested everything about it. So if she has good taste, she chose me. So she must know what she's talking about. Of course, a Rebel cask strength, the Rebel 6-year right there too. I'm gonna have to pick up one of those 6 years sooner or later. The Low Country's finest, established in 2017. Did they make this? I'm excited if they did. Distilled in Indiana. Is the Low Country in Indiana? I don't think the Low Country's in Indiana. Do you think the Low Country's in Indiana?
No.
Okay, so this, yeah. This is the High Country's finest. J. Henry Ransom. What is this? I've never heard of this. Does that say J. Henry or is that T. Henry? That's T. Henry. That looks like...
T. Henry?
See, I thought it was J. Henry, which is Wisconsin, I believe. But it looks, I mean, that could be mistaken for a J, right? But it's T. Henry. So I was like, oh man, I found some sort of weird J. Henry release. I did not. It's produced and bottled by T. Henry Ransom in Oregon. Distilled in Oregon and Indiana. So at least it's a blend of MGP and something.
Some Knob 12 back here.
Gotcha. Have you had one?
I have not, no.
It's pretty good stuff, man. A lot of folks have trouble finding it.
Yeah.
It seems to be just about everywhere I go these days. So you got it?
Yeah.
All right. Let's rock and roll.
I haven't tried it.
Yeah, throw it up here. I got you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Cheers.
And our next stop is Sauce Monkey, which sounds like my kind of liquor store. Like it sounds like he might be going just a little bit too hard, or maybe he's into some sauce that's a little bit harder than just bourbon. It's a fun name.
I haven't had that ball and bond.
First time I've seen somebody just put a list outside, like here's some stuff we got. You know, creeked up a Rhine, like I said, starting to get everywhere.
Yeah.
What are they looking at?
131 and 136 on the rye.
They seem to be going down.
Yeah, especially the bourbon.
I mean, I think they're just so popular now. They're putting out so many of them that they're not as many, you know, on up into the 130s, 134s, 135s. What is a midnight rye? Rye whiskey blended with dark port wine? That could be good. Could not be good. Could be good. $300. I want you. Like, I've never had a Willet rye higher than 4 years old.
What's that one at?
7 years. It's a 7-year single barrel hung up on you. 300. Willet, I don't think that's a crazy price because Willet just like, they crank it up on the wholesale price. That's what they go for. I'm just not sure I like it enough to spend $300 on it is the problem. Have you had the Southern Star Paragon?
No.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good whiskey. I like the cask strength. I don't know if that's
That's the one I got here.
okay.
And yeah, cast strength.
Yeah, those are solid weeder. What to do about this 7-year Willet Rye? I don't know if I've ever even seen one.
Last one.
So the way my checking and savings is set up,
Not a fan.
not a fan of Bookers. Bookers can be intense, and they're supposed to be. They're kind of a specialty thing. So a lot of people will drink Texas whiskey, right? They love the Garrison Brothers stuff. That's an occasion thing for me. It's like, okay, that's different. Every once in a while, I'll want to try something weird and unique, and I'll have a Garrison Brothers. Booker's kind of fits into that for me. I didn't love it at first. When I got the first Booker's I ever had, I was like, this is awful. Who in the world would drink this nonsense? But after, getting about halfway through that bottle, just trying it with other people, sharing it with folks, and taking a little sample, I was hooked. Like, I was in on it. I don't buy all of the batches. I just want, like, once the batch is gone, I'll buy. Actually, the last batch I had, Granny's batch, I really like, so I bought a few bottles of that. Might be a lifetime supply, no more than we drink it these days. But it's not one of those things you just sit down and sip occasionally just for fun. Like, you want to be going on some sort of journey and have something with a little more serious experience if you want to have most of the Bookers that I've had. Anything interesting to you?
Nothing jumping out.
It's like, do I want to spend $300 on that? I do. But that would be buying nothing else, and we're only like halfway through the hunt. Let's see how the hunt goes. That's why I was trying to be disciplined, find a nice high-end bottle. Y'all let me know if you've ever had a 7-year Willet Rye. Is it worth $300? Because I don't think there's a lot of bottles of whiskey worth $300. There's not many. Not many at all. And some of the Willet Purple Tops I have, okay, those are high-end bottles. Those are definitely worth a little bit of a markup, maybe a couple of $100. 3's a tough price point, but I don't know. I've never had a 7-year Willet Rye. I'll read your comments and I will be disappointed that I didn't buy it, or I'll come back later this evening and pick it up. We are now on to Churchill's Liquor and Wine. You been here before? You said?
I've been here once before, a long time ago.
Did you get a good bottle?
No.
They got fancy shelves, man. What's that, plastic? Never seen shelves so fancy.
So that last store had their bottled and bond for $80.
$80 for bottle and bond, and this one's $44. Wow. Conviction Vino de Naranja. 2 years old though. That gets me. Distilled, aged, finished, and bottled at Southern Grace. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, those convictions are pretty good. It's an old prison.
Do you?
Outside of Concord that they converted to a distillery.
This is their straight bourbon whiskey?
Right.
It just changes bottles, okay. Double oak.
Well, yeah, the one on the left is a single barrel. The one on the right is a double barrel.
You say these pretty good?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what size barrels they're using? No clue? New local brand. We'll give this one a try. I don't know if it gives an age though. Sour mash, single barrel, cask strength. Distilled by them. What'd you find?
Was a square bottle before?
There was a square bottle before. I don't know if I've seen a round bottle. Interesting. I assume same stuff in a round bottle. New bottle, who this? The single barrel index. $25, probably the cheapest we've seen it so far. What is that? It's a fancy label.
Beyond Distilling.
Does it say they distilled it?
Produced and bottled by Beyond Distilling.
It says they don't, right there. I've said this a bunch, but I'll say it again. They will tell you as much as they can tell you on the label that benefits them, and they will leave off things that don't. So if it says, if it doesn't explicitly say it's distilled by, then it's not. Almost always. If they distilled it, it would say distilled by. If it says produced by, it means they didn't distill it. It does take distillation to produce it, but they could say produced by because they're the ones that put it out. That just means they put it in a bottle and they put it into the market, but it does not mean that they actually made it. When we're looking for did somebody make it, I will take a flyer. I will spend a lot more money, or I'm much more likely to buy a bottle from a brand I've never heard of if it says they distilled it. Now, also, it probably means I'm less likely to like it. It's a weird thing. You know, if they're producing it, if they're sourcing MGP, you know it's going to be pretty good because MGP is pretty good. Like I've never had an MGP brand where I'm like, this is just awful, because you know MGP is going to make a solid product. That's why so many people use it. It's not a knock on MGP. It's just that there are so many brands using it. It's just a little too ubiquitous, and it's hard to stand out if you're using MGP. Some folks do. Like I like the Backbone stuff. The Barrel King stuff out in Missouri, they're doing a great job of taking MGP and doing something with it. Like there's lots of folks that do that. The Dark Arts stuff is good MGP, but if it's MGP, I just assume it's the same or similar to something I've already got. Whereas if they've distilled it, I'm gonna grab it and give it a try. It's probably gonna be young. It's probably not going to be the greatest thing I've ever had, but it's going to be unique, it's going to be distinct, and if it turns out to be really good, then we've got another cool small brand we can do stuff with. And if it's not, it might just need more time. Lots of times with these I've tried, if they're just 2 years old, 3 years old, they need to be 4, 5, 6 years old. But we'll see, we're gonna give this one a try, and we're gonna find out if Conviction is making good stuff in a prison, or if they should go directly to jail. Do not pass go, do not collect $200.
Another local one.
6 of 20, does it say distilled by?
Yep, right here, Piedmont, South Carolina.
Distilled and bottled with pride. Does it give us any using water from who cares? I don't want to say that. Using water from the Blue Ridge Mountains. Everybody talks about how good their water is. Wheat from upstate, barley from the Piedmont, and rye and rice from the low country. Okay, that's cool. Look at there. Got another. Salted caramel.
Caramel flavored whiskey right there for you.
I'm gonna pass on that. What do you think of those two right there?
I have not had this one.
Okay. Do you pour samples here?
I don't.
Is it illegal for you to pour samples here?
Unless I have a third-party vendor here. Yeah.
Okay, well that sucks, because I was about to say we'll open it.
All right.
Did somebody wake up one morning and they're like, you know what we don't have enough of? Peanut butter and banana whiskey. We need more. More options on the market of fine quality peanut butter and banana whiskey. I did try the Elvis peanut butter, banana, and bacon. Not as bad as I thought it was gonna be, still awful.
All right. Absolutely. Thanks, man.
We got a couple of locals here, so that's good. Honestly, with me just being in South Carolina over at Hilton Head and then Savannah down on the coast, I didn't know we'd find any new local stuff that I hadn't tried before, but always good to find a couple of local bottles. So we're gonna stop and get a quick lunch. Feel like we need to try and review some good Carolina barbecue real quick. Well, of course, it's Labor Day, and the barbecue joint we were gonna go to, not open today, because some folks like to take holidays off, even though I don't know holidays exist most of the time. So we ended up with a plan B, which is Carolina Butcher and Beer Garden. Looks like a cool spot. I mean, we're really starting to create ideas right now and document what we're looking for when we build our own distillery, because obviously we want to have a cool space for people to come hang out. And so this looks like a space that is kind of focused on that crafty, you know, kind of beer garden atmosphere. Hopefully we can actually start design on our own space later this year, and construction starts sometime next year. A lot of things going on right now behind the scenes in that regard, but can't tell you about them yet until they're 100% solid. But it's always cool to come to one of these little small local places, see if we can come up with some ideas. That's not a great sign off the bat. The AC's broken right off the bat, might be sitting outside. All right, so this is one of those types of places where you actually just walk up to the counter and order, and then they just flip the iPad around to you to tip them, and then the tips are like the same tips as if you went to a restaurant. I don't love that. I don't love that. Like, if you're just gonna bring it out to me and you're not gonna actually wait on us, and then you flip it around and the tips are like 25, starting at like 18, 25%. Not cool. That's not cool. They should be at least like a 10% option. Don't make me click 3 screens. That sucks a little. Really, like, we're getting a little out of hand with the tipping, I'm gonna be honest with you. A little out of control with that, but cool little outdoor spot here. The air conditioning inside, even though broken, was sufficient. We got a very nice looking brat here. We brought some ribs out as well to give those a try. You've already eaten on that hamburger, what do you think?
It's delicious.
We're gonna try this brat real quick. It's definitely not on the diet plan, so nobody tell Jill. Luckily, she doesn't watch my videos. It's not true. Oh yeah, mustard a little spicier than I like, but overall, Pretty freaking tasty. I was wanting some barbecue. These look like crock pot ribs, but yeah, ribs are okay. Brat's where it's at. So let's get back to bourbon hunting. And the next stop is Stateline Elite, which I think is connected to the other Stateline we went to earlier, but this one has the word Elite on it. Pikesville back there. New Riff 6-year. Nice Clyde Mays 5-year-old right here.
Got that one.
What do you think?
It's good.
It's a good bottle, yeah. Clyde Mays makes good stuff. We got our pick. I still haven't drank all those. I kept like a case of them because it was one of our early picks.
Yeah, that was really good.
So if you ask why I'm not buying these, it's because I got 6 of them at the house.
Have you tried any of these?
Balcones, Texas whiskey. Somebody's got to tell me about it before I buy Texas whiskey. I'm not saying no. I'm saying you got to tell me about it.
Yeah.
This in particular is a rum. What's the difference in the black label Clyde Mays? 5-year single barrel, and then the blue label. Straight bourbon whiskey, 105 proof, straight bourbon whiskey.
102 proof.
102 proof, okay. So you get 3 more proof points. Only thing I don't like about them, just give it to me cash strength. Like, don't water it down. I want it as God intended it, how it came out of that barrel.
Anything over there?
I mean, you've got a Knob Creek 120 proof, Rebel 6-year right there, 100 proof, which is, I think, kind of a new thing from them.
What is 2XO?
2XO, this is Dixon Deadman. So everything is basically twice barreled. So everything's a double barrel from him. I don't know what the Kiowa blend, I'm mispronouncing that, but haven't had that one. I've had one of his releases, pretty good, but they're all like some sort of wood finishing.
This is the one.
Oh yeah, that's her right there, my friends. At 117 or 121? 122, excuse me, 122. 6-year-old 122 cash strength high rye bourbon. Now you gotta like a little rye spice on it. Gotta like a little rye spice, but that one by far is my jam right there.
How's the bonded?
Honestly, I don't know if I've had the bonded. I mean, it's gonna be same product, just 100 proof.
Yeah.
But I don't ever buy this when that one's available.
Right.
Well, this is the Tennessee whiskey too. This is not their bourbon. So this is their bonded Tennessee whiskey, 100 proof. And then this one's probably going to be less, I guess, 85 proof. This is their lower proof bourbon right here at 90. I would most definitely take that bottle.
I always get confused when you say Rock Hill Farms.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's different. That's a different thing. That's a, yeah, no.
I never tried it.
No, different, no. And they're both in squarish bottles.
Yeah.
Do not confuse Rock Hill Farms for Hill Rock. Don't do it. That's a very bad mistake. I've had one Hill Rock bottle. I didn't love it. Rock Hill Farms, one of the best things Buffalo Trace makes to me. I say that. They make so many good things. Unfortunately, in the Buffalo Trace lineup, it's probably middle of the road because their stuff's so freaking good, but it's better than Blanton's. Some Middle West stuff. They've got the sherry cask. That one is so, like, these are all good. These are good. When I first tried it, I was okay with it. I'm starting to really like this straight wheated. Ohio, yeah, Columbus, Ohio.
Okay.
But the sherry cask finish was the big winner for me. It's in a tube like that. I don't see it here. I mean, this is Oloroso, but like just the one that says sherry cask finished bourbon, so good. A lot of people are asking me about Bradshaw. I haven't got it yet. As far as celebrity whiskeys go, haven't tried that one. At some point, I will. Not today. So these are ryes and stuff over here. Peerless high rye bourbon on this side. We bought 2 barrels of that. It's really good, but the pricing on the Peerless stuff. More green, $47.99 on that cash strength right there. What proof?
136.
Okay, that's getting up there.
Yeah. I'm still looking. I tried it. I still haven't found one.
The 24?
24, yeah.
Yeah, I think those are limited one-time only releases, one time a year.
Yeah.
They're going to be coming out with those from what I was told.
Okay.
So probably be next year sometime before those start hitting shelves again. I wouldn't be surprised, though, as if they don't special release it for a couple of years, and then in a few years it's just sitting right here in this spot. Yep. B523 larcenies.
Calumet stuff up there.
Yeah, the Calumet 1516 is good whiskey. It's just like the price on it, pretty steep.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's not bad considering like $10 per year is about what they say, you know, price-wise. I just don't know if I loved it enough to pay $160 for another bottle. I really liked it though. It was good. The 8, no bueno. Didn't like that at all. Rare Perfection. I haven't tried one of those that I can remember. I try all sorts of weird things at like festivals and fairs. Like people hand it, oh, you haven't tried this, we're gonna try it. So I have to say that I don't recall, because lots of times I try small samples of bunches of things and I can't remember what they were.
I heard you guys were over at my other store.
We've been everywhere.
Awesome. That's awesome. I'm Gina.
Hey, TJ.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, my daughter said you were over there. She said, I was stuck on the register and I couldn't even go and talk to them.
We were over there this morning.
Yeah,
I think.
she said you were there. We own the two. We own the stores.
Nice.
This one, Stateline Elite, and Stateline Beverage.
Only place we've seen this old Dominic right here, so excited about that.
Oh, so you're going to see?
That's a good
it
bottle.
out. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Anything we can do for you, just holler at us.
Okay.
We'd love to.
You don't have a stag for my friend, do you?
I do not have a stag right now.
That's what we were hoping to find. He's never had one, so we were hoping to
Oh,
find
you've
one.
never had a stag? That's like, George, she said it's like my favorite.
Yeah.
Sorry.
One day.
It's worth the ask.
Yeah.
Shoot for the moon, right?
Like all the allocated stuff, like the more allocated on that.
Yeah.
You're looking at the real George T. Stag.
No,
like the
junior. Yeah, junior is what he's
Yeah.
looking for.
I do not have any right now, but I can put your name like down, and then if one comes in, we can see if we can get it for you.
That'd be awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, we know he's not getting a George T. Like, we knew we wasn't going to. We're not even. Yeah.
Proof that I like so much.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll try to
Thank
get
you.
there for you.
I appreciate it.
Have a great day,
You too. Well, never hurt shooting for the moon on that stag. Of course, I went too far because she thought I wanted stag, not little baby stag. But maybe they'll call him some point. He'll end up with a stag junior. That would be awesome. But we got another store. Now, this next store, they're expecting me. They're not expecting me this early, but they're expecting me because we're shooting some videos with them this evening that are going to be insane. So next, we're gonna head over to the world's second best liquor store. And of course, if you're watching whiskey content, you probably know that's Southern Spirits right here. Why are they the world's second best liquor store? I assume that's the highest title they could take that nobody would really have any contention for. Like nobody's gonna be like, no, that's me, right? You can say that. Nobody can really prove it, disprove it. If you say you're the best, then somebody's gonna be like, no, that's not right. Say you're second best. So be ambitious, but not too ambitious. All the barrel picks. Obviously the most barrel picks. Ooh, these blue notes right here. I don't see the price, but these are usually $50-ish. So good. Oh, the Wathans?
Yeah.
I had one a long time ago, but it's been a while. See, it says bottled by, but it doesn't say distilled by, so I don't know who makes it.
Yeah.
What's proof?
132.
Disappointing. That's a joke. 132. Is there a proof you're trying to get to? Like, is there a number you had in your head?
I would love to go over, what's it, hazmat?
Oh yeah, you're not gonna. Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
As close as I can get.
Yeah, it's not gonna be. You're being unreasonable at this point if you want 140 plus. Those look fancy.
Yeah, have you ever had Armagnac?
I mean, a little bit, but not that.
In all honesty, Armagnac is what I kind of consider probably the most clean and in quality dark liquor you can spend hard money on.
You have an Armagnac open?
I don't think I do at the moment.
Okay.
So the last one we had open was just the Boss Armagnac, $61 horse Diage. It's a 12-year-old. It's absolutely delicious. Like one of my favorite go-tos to get people worked in on is the Delort Authentique 30-year.
It's hard to work in on a $124 bottle though. Like introductory price. Like here's your introductory Armagnac. Probably why I haven't drank a lot of Armagnac. See, this would have been our power bill. Armagnac's delicious, rich man's game, but
You
delicious.
look very familiar.
Really?
Yes.
I get that a lot. One of those faces.
You do a bunch of videos and stuff.
Some. Not as many as y'all do.
I noticed that about halfway through this. And so,
See, the camera hides, doesn't it? You don't
really
even.
does.
The mic's bigger than the camera. People don't even notice it.
Well, my name's Tyler, guys.
Tyler, TJ.
TJ, nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you. I met you before long.
I bet say you do look
I come
familiar.
in
I feel
here
like
every-
I've seen you here before. But yeah, if y'all need any help whatsoever, please let us know.
You must not know we're taking over the whole store tonight. It's like this is my store after 5 o'clock. After 4. Well, it's single malts.
10-year, 90 proof.
Of course, I was told this was Kentucky only. It's pretty good, but I was told it's Kentucky only. Here we are, not in Kentucky, and there it sits.
So have you ever had this Bonaliller?
I have a sample. I liked the other one, the WB Saffel was the one that I really liked. So I bought a couple bottles of that. They got drank.
It's just the bottle size for me.
It is the price of the bottle size, but it's wild turkey. It's like high-end wild turkey stuff. Yeah. So it was like a little tribute bottle they did. You still see them. You still see those. You still see the Saffels, but I think they were like a one-time thing.
Yeah. If you want.
It's in a safe. If you can guess the combo.
Guess the combo, you get a lot of heat.
Oh.
4 digits.
I just sit here all day.
So anyways, that's a high rye bourbon. High rye starts at 15%, it goes up.
No, the time's out. Dang it. There's your Knob Creek 18 sitting up there.
Okay.
It's good. I don't think it's not good enough above a 12 to be worth the price difference to me, but I do like it.
Yeah.
15 good as well. Oh, there's some right here. I didn't even need to go up there. But like you're talking about 120, and that's so good right there.
You said you like this one?
Yes or no? Depending
Yeah, I mean it's rye. Now I have to hedge because I started off as a guy that doesn't like rye, and I'm starting to find some. That one I enjoyed, but it is very rye. Like it's very much rye. You can't be like, I don't know if I'm gonna like rye. That's not one you jump into for that. Buy Michter's rye if you're like, I don't know if I like rye. This is like, I'm starting to like rye. I want to go a little heavier into rye. Hemingway right there.
How would that compare to, because I've had the Bullet 12 year, 95.5.
I'd take that Bullet 12. It's just like so dusty and complex and oaky. Like that one's going to be a little more traditional rye. This one right here, I mean, single barrel straight rye, $48. That's probably the best entry level. I like just getting into rye that I can recommend because it's barely a rye. Like it's really a high rye bourbon. Honestly, the Old Dominic you just bought is going to have more rye spice on it than that does.
Really?
So that one's barely bourbon.
Right.
Because it's like 44% rye.
Yeah.
This one is barely a rye because it's probably, if I had to guess, 51% rye or something like that.
I've heard good things about Michter's. I've just never had them. Never gave it a try.
It's good. Like it's really good. Middle of the road's not the right word I'm looking for. I'm not trying to. The middle of the road makes it sound like it's meh. It's classic bourbon flavors that are not really off-putting to anybody, right? There's not. Like it's just really mostly caramel bombs, like that kind of vanilla caramel. Quintessential Kentucky bourbon notes to me, and then it's just beautiful with age. Like the 10-year Michter's and older, so freaking good, so hard to get, so good. All right, how long does this timeout happen? Here, let's.
My experience with that was in a local restaurant in Beverage, and I had a conversation like I had with you, general manager, and I came over to Bridal Show. That's what Dave said.
Yeah.
And he was on the one that try this. He gave me some of the
Dang it. I think that's it. All the early times. This, if y'all been wondering where it's all at, it's right here. Whew, look at there, Springbank 15 right there. I said I was gonna buy one. I'm gonna buy one. They got plenty. I said I was gonna buy it for Uncle Nate. When Uncle Nate comes to the house, so Uncle Nate is moderator in our Discord. He's an OG. He's been here since the beginning. Probably one of the first people that started watching us over on TikTok. He says this is one of the best scotches on the planet. And when he comes to the house, I hope he comes October 12th for the event. We're gonna have that. I already bought this one. We're gonna buy that one as well. And so they do lots of creative things and raffles and stuff here. You can see some of the bottles that they're going to be. I need one of those. Some of those Willet green top ryes right there. Wasn't a big fan of the Master's Keep this year. The Triumph, wasn't a huge fan. It's okay, not worth the price. CYPB and Weller 12s sitting up there.
You had the new makers?
I have a bottle of that one. I believe that's the one I have, the Heartwood or whatever it's called. That's Private Select. Yeah, that's different. I was about to say that looks different than mine, but I do have that that release that you're talking about. And I really liked it. I thought it was similar levels of good to the cellar aged, like similar in quality. But what do I know? I'm gonna wait and pick this up later when we come back for our event. Well, overall, not a terrible bourbon hunt. We hit a bunch of stores. They're pretty convenient. Technically not North Carolina. Can I check North Carolina off the box? Let me know down in the comments. Can I check North Carolina off or not? Because I didn't really hunt in North Carolina. So I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna have to at least hit a store or two in North Carolina at some point to say I hunted in North Carolina. And I thought I was gonna do that today, but again, I don't know what day of the week it is, much less what holiday's coming up. So overall, had a great time, had a good guide here. You got a few nice bottles.
Yes, I did. Thank you very much.
We did not find a stag though.
No, we did. Next time. Hopefully I'll get a call.
How disappointed are you that I wasn't able to use the clout to get you a stag?
Not disappointed at all. I had a great time.
Thought of the day, let's see. As I start to embark on a pretty crazy trip here, honestly a crazy month. We're like 2 weeks now or a week and a half into a very crazy 6 weeks to where I'm gone every day except for 4 days over the next 6 weeks from the house. You know, my thought is around just being mindful and present, right? We've got so many awesome things we're able to do thanks to y'all watching these videos. We've got a distillery we're trying to build. We got a whiskey brand we're trying to get off the ground. You know, just living in this moment, being mindful and being here and being thankful for where we are and the folks we're able to spend time with. You know, just making sure we're not always living in the future because this, you know, like I've said before, this is a very limited time window we have to do this. It's hard, it's a lot of hard work, but honestly, one of the best years of my life. So I appreciate y'all supporting us in all of that, and we will continue pushing. Don't worry, but sometimes it's good just to sit back, reflect, and enjoy the fruits of your labor and what you're doing right now because, you know, a lot of the reward is in the journey and not the destination. So again, appreciate y'all watching. See y'all in the next one. Let me holler at you a minute about the Brewzle Whiskey Festival. October 12th, we're gonna have some of our favorite distilleries we featured on the channel. Old Dominic, Ben Holiday, Old Soul, and many more are going to be in Opelika, Alabama. We're going to be pouring samples, and I'm excited to announce we'll be releasing our very own whiskey brand at this event. You'll be able to get tastings, but you'll also be able to pick up a bottle and take it with you. Tickets are on sale right now, $50 for general admission, but we also have a $25 designated driver ticket because we want you to act responsibly. If you want to join me, if you want to hang out, if you want to have some pours, I know there's football games on. We're going to have them on too. I bought 2 huge TVs. We got Red Clay's got TVs all over the inside. We're going to be hanging out. We're going to be having a party. We're going to be watching some football games. Best of all, we're going to be drinking some fine whiskey. If you would, join me. Tickets for sale right now. Look at the link in the description, and I'll see you in Opelika.